Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah, Dr. Pandey.
Hey, Vishal, your video is not on actually.
I was trying, but I could not. Just a minute. Huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good, good, good. I'm glad you joined.
Yeah.
Vishal, where are you located these days? In Delhi?
So in Delhi, I am at NPL, CSIR, NPL. It's a CSIR lab actually,
Okay, okay.
National Physical Laboratory.
So, Vishal, just for your information, this is a conversation between you and me, okay? And
Right,
what I
right.
want you to do is introduce yourself and give me as much as information about yourself, and
Okay.
just go through what are your career goals, what your background is, what you want to do, what's the problem you are facing, or what your ambitions or your goals are, short term, long term. Just
Okay.
try to
Fine.
tell me, give me as much as information.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine. Okay.
Okay, let's start.
So I'm Vishal, and I'm from Dharamshala, Himachal Pradesh.
Mhm,
I have done my graduation in Himachal only, Government College Dharamshala,
mhm,
BSc. Uh, After that, I have done B.Ed for around 1 year,
mhm.
and after B.Ed, I have done my masters in physics from NIT Jalandhar. So after my masters, I moved to Guru Nanak Dev University to pursue my PhD.
Mhm.
And the PhD work was in collaboration. So I was having a co-guide from BARC, Bhabha Atomic Research Center. So for around 3 years during my PhD, I worked there
Mhm.
and submitted my thesis in around 2014 August. And by November 2014, I got the opportunity to work as a research associate at Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore.
Okay.
So I was there for around 2 years, and during that duration, I applied for this Inspire faculty program,
Mhm.
and I was lucky to get that award. Uh, but the research problem which I proposed, like I'm working on gas sensors. Like my PhD work and postdoctoral work was on gas sensors.
Mhm.
So the PhD work was mainly on optimization of metal oxides and studying whether these transition metal oxides can work as gas sensors. That was a kind of exploratory project. But when I got this opportunity at ISC Bangalore, I have the exposure of fab also, and there I was working on most of the equipments and got
So,
training to use most of them.
so this DST scholarship, whatever you had, Inspire Fellowship, that was at ISC or it was somewhere else?
No, no, no. Like this is somewhere else.
Okay.
So when I was finish, like this project got over, and I this was for around 1 year project actually.
Mm-hmm.
So this work was on devices like so. I have a little exposure how to go for devices
Mm-hmm.
based on gas sensors. So this was a 1 year project. So 2016 March, this project got over. So I was looking for opportunities, and then I moved to other department in the same Center for Nanoscience and Engineering, IS. So I worked there for around 9 months. on optical based sensors, gas sensors, like silicon photonics based gas sensors.
Vishal, one
So
question I have. Do
yeah,
you can you tell a little bit about this Inspire faculty? What is it, and
yeah,
if you
okay. So during
when
my
you apply,
postdoc,
yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so like this faculty program is basically for people who finish their PhD,
Mm-hmm.
and they have to write their own research problem. They have to propose a research project, and if you get selected, so
Mm-hmm.
it's a two stage screening process. So first you get screening, and then you appear for the interview at INSA New Delhi. So I was lucky to get through that, but it's becoming tough and tough. Most of the people who are having very good profiles, even they are not getting even shortlisted.
And how long this program is?
This is for 5 years, so
Okay.
I'm in 3.5 years. I have finished in
Okay.
that.
So what's the objective of this program? Like you work on certain problem and
Yeah.
you get like some fellowship money, right?
Yes. Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
And you are
So
independent, you're like an independent researcher and you are getting some sort of a training under a supervisor or something?
no, it's kind of independent fellowship. So
Mm-hmm.
you are a PI of a project.
Okay, okay.
So the total funding amount is 35 lakhs. So every year you get like 7 lakh per year. It's split over 5 years. So 7 lakh per year research grant you get apart from
Mm-hmm.
your salary.
Okay,
The
got it.
initially it was 80,000 INR
Mm-hmm.
starting, but now the government has enhanced it to 125 is the starting.
Per
So
month.
so yeah, per month salary. And
So it's a good amount of money as a research, right? So if someone who wants to
yeah,
do a research, it's a good fellowship to get it.
yeah, it is a it's a good platform, and the government initiated the scheme like
Mm-hmm.
the for the people like wherever we host this fellowship, so there they will be absorbed, likely absorbed if any vacancy comes up in the
So when
future.
they give you this fellowship, do you propose a host institution or
No,
the
actually
fellowship gives?
there are two modes. One is the host, like we have to apply through the institute mode, and one
Mm-hmm.
is the independent mode. I
Mm-hmm.
applied through independent mode, where once you get this fellowship, then you have to choose your host institute,
Okay.
and they give 3 months time. Actually, I proposed a problem which requires fab work,
Mm-hmm.
and I proposed because I was in IC, I was aware, and I posed a problem for there, but somehow things did not work because I was not able to get like host it in my same department or any
Mm-hmm.
other department of ISC. So I have to
Right.
move out of ISC. So I wrote to many institutes, but most of the cases the reply was either you should apply for a permanent position or
Right, right. No, no, I
uh,
understand. So let's
yeah.
get back to your problems now. So let me ask you. So you said
Okay.
you already have been in 3 years. You have another 2 year roughly, right?
Yeah, roughly 1.5 year left now.
So what are you like? So you have 2 more years to go. But what is coming to your mind now?
Yeah.
You have started looking at around and so forth. And
Yeah, definitely. So when I joined here, I was not aware about the things, and even it's a faculty program, though I'm
Mhm.
more interested towards research.
Mhm.
So this, even I was applying for some other postdoctoral programs, but I could not get any opportunity to move abroad. So because this thing came in hand, so I thought, okay, let's join it, and let's try to work. And there is a provision, at least for 1 year we can go abroad also in this fellowship. So
Like work in
uh,
somebody else's lab
yeah,
outside.
yeah. So I
Did
thought,
you,
okay, since it
so,
has,
but it has to be after certain years, or you can go in first year
yeah,
or
it has to
second.
be after one year of
Okay.
your joining in this position.
So you did
So
not apply?
I applied, but
Mhm.
people are not like willing or not interested to host because
Okay.
if they are saying if you want to come on your own fellowship, then it's fine. But if partly also their like funding scenario is not that great,
Mhm.
so they don't want to like take this
But if when
any
you say
additional responsibility.
right, but when you
Yeah.
say there is a provision of you can go and work in somebody's else lab, then
Yeah.
you have to get money from them, or you will have money to pay for your
No, like the same salary which we are getting here, that may
okay,
continue if
okay,
that fellowship amount something they mentioned like 3,000 US dollars, below than $3,000, then we can have both, like from there also and here. But that did not work for me.
right,
And even like the kind of problem I have proposed, I'm not able to make sufficient progress in that here.
right, right.
So even that's why I was even applying for abroad also for
Yeah, yeah.
postdoctoral programs, and
Yeah, I
in some
understand.
case,
Okay.
yeah,
So
for
another,
industry
yeah,
also.
yeah. Another question I
Yeah.
have is for
Yes.
you is, um,
Mhm.
have you started applying for faculty positions in India?
Yes.
What is the
Yes.
response? And where did you
Actually,
apply? And where did you apply?
yes.
Which, like, did you apply at IITs, or did you apply at NITs,
Yes.
or did you apply at private institutions? And what is
Sure.
the
Sure.
response?
So, like after seeing here the scenario and so I applied everywhere.
Hmm.
So even IITs, NITs, and state universities also.
Hmm.
Like, but from the last 3.5 years, I'm seeing like I have not received even an interview call from any of the places. So
Do you know the reason?
that I am not able to understand, but one reason could be
Hmm.
that from 2015 I did not have any publication with me, so that could be one of the reasons. And
How
one more
about your
thing, like,
how about your references?
no, references are still
Are okay.
okay, like
Okay.
they
No,
are
I'm just
okay.
asking you. That's
Yeah,
okay.
reference,
You don't have a
I
problem with your references, right?
no, no, I
Okay.
think they are willing to give, I think, wherever I need, so I
Okay.
request
And
them.
you
And
have good references, I see. So they are okay giving you the references. That's okay.
yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
So yeah, publication could be a problem then. Yeah, you're right. But I think that's what I'm thinking is the publication could be a problem. So here's the thing: looking at your resume and your profile, a couple of things I want to tell you straightforward. Okay, what my understanding is.
Yeah,
Um,
one more thing which
yeah,
I
go
want to
ahead.
add, like, if you see my 10th marks, I have around 50% marks. So in some cases, I've heard like IITs or NITs, what screening criteria they are putting, like throughout 60% you need. So
That should not be a problem. But let me
yeah,
tell you the problem here.
okay,
Like a
yeah,
couple of things, okay?
yeah,
My
please,
based on
please.
my understanding,
Yes,
one thing you have
yes.
to understand. So
Mm-hmm.
let me ask you: if you apply at IITs, what
Mm-hmm.
department do you apply?
I applied in physics, I applied in materials, I
Okay,
applied in electronics as
okay,
well.
okay.
And
So
yeah.
right. So here's the thing. Your
Mm-hmm.
background is sciences background, right? You have
Yes,
degrees
physics.
and MSc
Right,
and
right,
BSc and
right.
all that. One of the things you have to understand,
Mm-hmm.
if you are applying at engineering colleges, okay,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
engineering colleges,
Mm-hmm.
they are most of the time, I would say 99.9% of the time, if you look at their faculties, they are engineers as a trained.
Okay. Okay.
So if you're applying to engineering departments,
Mm-hmm.
being a science background won't help you,
Okay.
because they are look for someone who is an engineer. My
Right.
experience, my personal experience has been when
Mm-hmm.
I graduated from US from with
Okay.
my PhD.
Right.
My bachelor's was in some different department
Okay.
from IIT, and
Mm-hmm.
my PhD was in mechanical engineering. Right. So
Okay.
when I applied at one of the IITs,
Mm-hmm.
they told me we can't hire you
Okay.
in mechanical engineering department because you don't have a BTech in mechanical. You understand my
Yes.
point? They are so particular. I'm not saying that they
Mm-hmm.
are right, but that's how it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So number one, if you're applying, being a science background, if you're applying to engineering department, in my opinion, anywhere, whether it's
Okay.
IITs, NITs, small universities, the response
Mm-hmm.
may not be very fruitful because again, you have a sciences background.
Right. Right.
You can always apply for and in your university you can apply in Department of Physics, you can apply in Department of chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, more of a science departments, right? That's number
Yeah.
one. Number two, as far as postdoc outside is concerned,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure why you are not getting it, because I think you really have to look at what did you did wrong with your application. Because if you can, because if you are bringing some partial funding anyway, so the professor
Yes.
won't have to pay you a lot. And if you're looking
Yes.
for 1 year or 2 year for postdoc,
Mm-hmm.
they should be okay with that. So it all
Mm-hmm.
depends on. So again, number one, another thing I want to tell you is, postdoc most of the time in US or outside are referral based. So let's say if
Right.
you're applying on your own versus your
Mm-hmm.
advisor is saying, hey, there is someone who's
Mm-hmm.
looking,
Mm-hmm.
it's a big difference, huge difference. And
Yeah,
again,
I understand. Mm-hmm.
I'm not counting COVID and all. That's separate.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just there is no COVID, and that's what it is.
Right.
Of course,
So
with
till now,
COVID,
I have like approached on my own only, and I am mainly applying in the area of gas sensors only, and
that's
that too
fine. As I
for the
said, that
advertised positions.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, as I said, that is fine. But what I'm saying is, most of the time, postdocs are referral based,
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
and there is no official scrutiny of a postdoc because a professor can make a decision right away. So like if you apply for a faculty, there's a team, there's a committee. It's not like that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
again, it's a very personal basis. And
Right.
if you have references from ISCs or somewhere, you should be able to get it. I don't know
Okay.
what is wrong there. Maybe the funding could be a problem, but as I said, you are bringing some partial funding, so
Partial. Yes.
it should be okay. But again, any professor wants a postdoc for at least 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to
Correct.
say, well, I can be there for 1 year, but for 1 year, uh, if you can bring your money, then it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are not able to bring your own money for entire year, then
Mm-hmm.
it's a problem. That's number
Yeah.
two. Number three,
Mm-hmm.
if you are applying for an industry position outside India,
Yes.
that's a no-no. You're not going to
Oh,
get it.
is it?
Don't be delusional about that.
Mm-hmm.
So many people do that mistake. Don't do that
Okay.
mistake. It's a waste of time.
Okay.
Okay. More so
Can I
now
ask why? Why?
because you don't have an education outside.
Okay.
See, there are a couple of things that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm not counting COVID because this has made the situation much worse. But before
Worst. Yeah.
COVID, also, if let's say
Mm-hmm.
you found a position at Intel at Portland, Oregon, and say, "Oh, here,
Mm-hmm.
I am the best candidate. Can I apply?" Yeah, you can apply, but you're not going to get it
Okay.
because number one, you don't have a visa. Number
Okay.
two, there are already students out here who are graduated from US. They are looking for those jobs. There are plenty of them.
Correctly.
And personally, I
Yes.
don't know anyone. Personally, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know anyone who
Okay.
is graduated from outside India or
Mm-hmm.
somewhere and was hired directly from there. I don't know anyone.
Mm-hmm.
In last 15 years, I don't know even a single person.
Okay.
So anybody who does that is doing a mistake. It's a
Okay.
waste of time. Yes, you can always hire by a company in India. Let's say you get hired by Intel India, and then you can get transferred. That's a separate story.
Mm-hmm.
That's a separate thing. That's different. But if you're
Okay.
thinking here, I'm gonna be, or sometimes you hear Facebook is coming to your university as hiring you. Sometimes you hear that, right? They come to IITs, they hire you. Those
Yes.
are the different cases.
Mm-hmm.
But if you apply independently and you're saying, they can hire me, I don't think that is going to happen.
Yeah, like when I applied, I got a like answer that we have selected a candidate whose profile more suits this
No,
job, or
that's a
something
not
like
that's
that.
a generic answer. But what I'm
General.
trying to tell you is don't waste your time.
Okay.
Your best opportunity to find a job is where you are.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay, you can say, okay, can I come for a postdoc and then can I find a job? Yeah, that is can be a possibility.
Okay.
That can be a possibility, but trust me, it's not easy to, because again,
Right.
your education is not from here. You will have a lot of
Hmm.
visa issues and so forth.
Definitely.
More so now, it's much worse
Yes.
than any time. So somebody is thinking as of today, this can happen, it would be a dream.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So again, my opinion would be is don't waste your time in doing that. Your best job opportunity is to find a job in India, not from anywhere. Then you can say,
Hmm.
okay, so what about getting a job in Indian industry? What about getting a faculty position? And
Hmm.
my feeling is that looking at your profile and everything,
Hmm.
your best chances are to find a job in a CSR lab or in a university in India. That's
Okay.
my guess would be.
Okay.
As far as the industry is concerned, you have to understand one thing is what is your competition, right? So if you look at institutions in India, there are a lot of PhD students that are graduating right now from
Hmm.
IITs, from everywhere, right? They are looking for
Hmm.
jobs. There
Right.
are a lot of students who are graduating from, and these are masters and PhDs and BTechs who are not
Right.
able to find a job, right? So
Hmm.
what you can do to say,
Hmm.
okay, I am the best candidate, you should be hiring me. So
Hmm.
either you don't go to those territories. So like for example, for a master's student, finding a faculty job would be difficult because you need a PhD, right?
Hmm.
Most of the time they are looking for a postdoc positions or postdoc experience. You have all
Hmm.
those. So leverage those things.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
as I said, you can always apply for an industry job, but for an industry, if you're looking for an industry position, I would advise you definitely to look at what industry is looking for, what they
Hmm.
are, what skill set you need. And
Okay.
whatever, so you are working on gas sensors, what are those companies that are working on gas sensors in India? So, you
Yeah.
have to understand, a lot of companies in India, they do production or manufacturing, right?
No, in the area of gas sensors, there is no Indian industry working, but there are a lot of companies which are there abroad, like Honeywell,
All
this
right.
SGX,
But Honeywell has a plant in India too.
Figaro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But as I said,
okay, Honeywell.
yeah, but as I said to you,
Huh.
whatever PhD I have done, it has nothing to do
Hmm.
what I do now. So you do different things. So
Okay,
try to explore some other things also. PhD is just a
okay.
degree. It has
Hmm,
nothing
right.
to do. It has nothing to do. Okay, I have done PhD in this area. This is what I will be doing forever in my life. It doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I would say for you, try to get some exposure, some skill set on
Mm-hmm.
some industrial tools that you need to work in industry.
Okay.
Again, my best bet would be is looking at your publication and everything. I mean, you
Mm-hmm.
still have 2 years to go, to be honest. It's a lot
Okay.
of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
but don't just sit that, okay, there will time will come and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm going to work on it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't advise you work on
Right.
it right away.
Okay.
If you are trying to apply for faculty positions, and if
Mm-hmm.
you're looking for a private institution, there are a lot of private institutions in India, in Delhi, in everywhere that
Mm-hmm.
are really good. So try to find get your luck over there. If you
Yeah.
And another thing you have to also understand, and this is one of the things that I have seen is, I mean, you have a I don't think in your CV, I see you have put like your high school, your 12th, and all that. I don't think you have to put all of those things. I don't know what is
Okay.
the requirement from the university, but personally, I don't think it's required. So
Okay.
you can say after your bachelor's, whatever you have done. So change
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay.
And as far as if you are looking for a faculty position and so forth, try to make sure you get good publication as much as you can.
Okay.
As I said, you have 2 years to go. It's a good amount of time,
Mm-hmm.
right? And based on what you would like to do, I would advise you is probably if the things go better next year, try to see if your faculty can help you, your reference can help you in getting a reference for a postdoc or so. So you get
Mhm.
a exposure, outside exposure, not only in US, maybe in Korea or Japan or anywhere. So it doesn't matter if you want that to happen. So that's
Right.
another thing.
Right. Mhm.
But again,
Okay.
don't be delusional about certain things. Is okay,
Okay.
maybe I can get a job in Honeywell in US or
Mhm.
Japan. It's extremely rare.
Okay.
Okay, so be realistic about your ambitions,
Mhm.
because it's
And actually,
more or less, as I said, right now it's not a very good situation.
mhm. Right, because of COVID, it will be
Correct.
more worse. But
Right.
still, I want, like, my personal interest is to go for research rather than faculty positions.
Yeah, so
So,
if you want to go for research, this is what I said initially, right? You can
mhm.
always, I think you can be a good candidate to work in a CSR lab, to be honest.
Okay.
I think look for those jobs, or any lab based jobs that are available out there. But if you are saying that, can I find a faculty job,
Mm-hmm.
or sort of a research job outside India?
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, it's you can apply. Computer is
Okay.
all yours, and you can keep on
Yes.
applying. But my advice would be that would be waste of time. There's the other way that you can do is look for some research scientist or some positions in some universities.
Okay.
They have those positions also,
Mm-hmm.
because trust me, there are a lot of people that are working outside India and are not able to find a job, especially with this COVID. Whether they are PhDs graduating right
Right.
now,
Right.
postdoc, they will be coming to India.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Okay.
competition would be not easy.
Right.
So then you have to think, what are my chances, what can I do best?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And you were mentioning some kind of skill set, like if I want to go for industry job, any specific thing can you mention, like what exactly is required?
um, I would say for if you look at India, most of the thing that will come to India are manufacturing based jobs and so forth, right? So
Okay.
whatever you need as a candidate. So if there is a job related to manufacturing, they're looking for
Mm-hmm.
someone who can help them with manufacturing, engineering, or processing.
Okay.
um, you know so many people do like a project management certification, or I don't know, some knowledge on statistics helps a lot if you're designing a product. So things like that
Okay.
would are highly valuable for manufacturing based jobs. You can look for companies. There are companies, as I said, in